of this season, I guess. So December 11th, we're kind of late, but not that much, so it's not the end of the world. And once again, before I start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe, because it motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. So let's jump right into it. The first thing that I see is Virtual World taking 30.9% of top cut spots. This is terrifying. This is getting way too much. The last time it was like 21.9% or 20.9. Now it's in the 30s. This is getting out of control. This is pretty much comparable to Orchest when it was the best deck, like no contest. Like when it had Masquerena, Harpour, everything. The Masquerena was just the support that it shouldn't have never gotten in the first place. Because without Masquerena, Orchest was fair, but that was just too much. And yeah, it's just getting out of control. It's just a matter of time before VFD gets banned. But of course, if Konami can drag the existence of this deck a little bit longer so they can sell it's not even Genesis Impact. Anyways, if there's like more support coming from Virtual World, why would they completely kill the deck off? So yeah, this is definitely intentional and I can understand why, but yeah. It's funny that we're talking so much about the game and we don't even have the opportunity to play a single regional YCS, so yeah. And Eldritch is taking 14.7% of the, the top cut, which is also quite a lot for, oh wow, deck number 2. It was Zodiac last time, so Zodiac has completely fallen off. Oh wow, that's crazy. Oh, actually, this is why. There are actually 4 Zodiac Eldritch. People are no longer really playing pure Zodiac right now. Yeah, interesting, because the thing is, a single Zodiac monster does so much, so why would you play like a deck just full of Zodiac monsters? They don't really have the best grind. They're just like good, they're good like early on, unless you play like Pot of Avarice, Seasonal Direction, and stuff like that. But the Eldritch cards give you a lot of stability, a lot of grind games, so yeah, Eldritch is just like a really, really good deck that I think will probably never like get destroyed, so yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then 2 Eldritch, 2 Dragma Eldritch. I don't understand why people play Dragma Eldritch. It's just not good. It breaks so much. Artifact Eldritch, I don't see the synergy. Conquistador only pops face up. And yeah, Lawn Mowing Eldritch. The third best deck, 8.8% of the top cut is Dragma Invoked. And then, oh my god, the fourth best deck is Dragon Maid. This is ridiculous. Well, I mean, okay, tied with Thunder Dragon, sure. But still, oh my god. Dragon Maid, this is crazy. Oh, what? But to be fair, Dragon Maid, they kind of remind me a lot of Cyber Dragons. So I can kind of see why the deck is like that good. It's kind of like a deck that doesn't really... If it draws well, it doesn't really have any weaknesses. You can definitely like do stuff through VFD, so... Yeah, I mean, of course, you just hand trap so much that like when you have your 1-card starter, your opponent is the one under pressure. So, yeah, I don't know, Dragon Maid is definitely scary. Thunder Dragon, 3 Thunder, and then 2 Chaos Thunder, whatever. Well, you'll never see this in the TCG, unless if Super Bold gets unbanned, but I don't think so. Prank Kids, whatever, people just don't really care about this deck anymore. I can understand why. It's when you have the choice between Prank Kids and Zodiac, I feel like it's so obvious that you're gonna pick Zodiac. Like, both are 1-card Yu-Gi-Oh decks, but Zodiac, with 1 card, you're breaking a full board, whereas Prank Kids, it's like, oh, you ash me, nicely done, let's go into game 2. No, I'm not too big of a fan of that. Anyways, Tempest Magician FTK, once again, who cares, we won't see this in the TCG, but it's actually scary that they still have Tempest Magician, so... 3 Shaddoll, 2 of them are Dragma Shaddoll, and the other one is Dragma Invoked Shaddoll. I've been saying this, I think the Dragma Shaddoll version without the Invoked is significantly better, and I'm actually happy that people prove that. So, Dragma Shaddoll video coming soon. And then Zodiac, this is the final deck that isn't just, you know, a random, like, one-of in the top cut slot, so... Yeah, anyways, moving into the not really good decks, Adamancia, whatever... Who cares? We have it without Block Dragon, so it's just an uphill battle to beat everyone, so it's not the greatest deck. Especially since Link Cross is banned, so now what are you doing with your tuners? Needle Fibers summon like garbage and then pass? I don't know about that. Dinosaur, yeah, I mean, this is going to be like up here in like the TCG, probably going to be at the same spot that these decks are, so like 5, 6, and then this is probably gonna be, yeah, Eldritch Zodiac, even in the TCG, and then Virtual World. I feel like this deck is going to be good at least until March, at least, and then if they don't ban VFD, then oh, we're gonna have a full year of Virtual Worlds, guys. It's gonna be hectic. Anyways, Drytron, once again, I'm just shocked that this isn't taking at least 2 or 3 spots. I don't know, because this deck is also up here in the TCG, at least 5 spots, so I don't know. Lunalite, that's whatever, it's Mythical Beast and Endymion. Dude, nobody plays Pendulums. Zephyra, Zodiac, Tri-Brigade. Tri-Brigade was doing well last metagame breakdown, and now they're just also getting destroyed. And Zodiac with Tri-Brigade has 0 synergy, so this one I don't really get, but yeah. Alrighty, so Virtual World. Now, what they're actually talking about here is, well, so the thing is that I realized is that people just don't really care about like hand traps at all, and it's funny when you can actually use Max C on the standby to play around 3 Tactical Talents, because people aren't really playing that anymore, but they are playing Gamma. I think so. You're kind of scared about doing that, and now you gotta wait until they actually commit to a monster and then you maxi them. But it's pretty much always the opposite that you're trying to play around. So if people are playing Gamma, then you'll have to wait. If they play 3 Tactical Talents, then you have to shotgun in order to not use a monster effect on their main phase. Because yes, it's only during the main phase, which is a huge flaw. And of course, if you have Nobleman of Crossout, you should be fine from a couple of annoying hand traps. Ash, like I said once again, isn't really a real hand trap in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just like an anti-Max C card. So this is why everyone and their mother plays 3 Ash. It's really just to protect yourself. So the way you can see it right now is people are playing 8 copies of Called by the Grave for Maxi. That's literally it. You know, you have 3 Maxi and you have 8 anti-Maxi cards, so yeah, anyways, the rest of the deck is just standard. I mean, it's so boring. It reminds me a lot of GOAT format where every deck was identical, you know, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, hand shops, you know, consistency cards that you need, 3 Desires, 2 Disparity, because why not? Even if you draw 1 Desires, 1 Disparity, King Long is just gonna send the, you know, the one that you don't need, and then, you know, cross out Designator, Called by the Grave, E-Tally, 2 traps, 1 trap. Everyone plays the exact same thing. It's just super boring. And by the way, I made a video on if Upstart Goblin should actually come back in the TCG at 3. The OCG has it at 3 and nobody cares, nobody plays it. They're playing 41 with 2 Pot of Disparity. Let that sink in your head. They could be playing 3 Upstart. Desires banish 3 Upstart and 2 Desires is literally the dream. It's actually the most beautiful thing ever, and people are just not taking advantage of that whatsoever. So this is why I made a discussion video, and people are just like, no, Upstart is degenerate, man. It's just way too broken. Never put it back to 3. I don't know, you know, I don't know. Will it have like a huge impact? Once again, it conflicts with Extravagance and Disparity, so I don't know. And yeah, Gamma, you know, so Lancia is just really good against Virtual Worlds because, yeah, you miss out on the effect of your Trap in the Grave, the King Long, and you can't really do that much, honestly, so, yeah. Anyways, Eldritch Zodiac, so 2 Golden Lord, finally someone who plays 2 Golden Lord and not 3. This card's super bricky, and by the way, this deck list, I feel like people are finally solving the Zodiac Eldritch deck and the format just in general, because this is one of the more logical deck lists I have seen in a while. Like, the ratios are very logical, except for 2 Viper. I think this makes no sense. It's like, I want to say it's probably one of the worst ones here. The best Zodiac, in my opinion, is actually Thorblade, because if you draw 5 okay, not 5 Thorblades, but if you draw like multiple Thorblades, it has 0% chance of being bad, whereas if you draw a hand of like 3 Viper in case you play 3, it's pretty dreadful. It's really bad, and it still loses to like 1 Forbidden Chalice, because your 3600 attack monster still drops to 0 during the damage step, so yeah, you're gonna go far, my man. Anyways, so 1 Thorblade, 1 Ram, 1 Rat, and then 1 of the Nibiru and Lancia, which is funny because he's not playing Crossout Designator. And it took me a bit of time to realize it, but then I was like, oh, okay, of course. It's because you're drawing so many cards with Maxi if your opponent is like in a bad situation, that it kind of is correct to only play 1. And like Nibiru is a hard once per turn, and Lancia is... It's like, there's no advantage to drawing more than 1 Lancia anyways, and the Maxi is just like a card that you're desperately trying to see, and Ash, you're trying to see it to counter Maxi, so... Yeah, once again, it's kind of like bad for the game when every deck by default has to play 3 Maxi and 3 Ash, kind of, or at least 2 Maxi, 3 Ash, in order to not lose, like, in mirrors and stuff like that, so I don't know, it's cancer. But yeah, 3 Golden Castle of Stromberg, 1 Black Awakening, 1, interesting, with 1 White Fade, because they actually have 2 Caught by the Grave, whereas we have 1, and this is probably one of my favorite things in the deck list, so this is actually something that I've thought about myself, not playing 3 Tenki, because Tenki is a consistency card that breaks when you start drawing multiples, so why would you put yourself in a position where it sucks when you can just play like 1 or 2 Tenkis and then slim down the amount of Zodiac monsters, or kind of just have a bit more variety. Thorblade, I want to say, is just so nice because the thing is, you choose if you want to use the effect, and it's not a discard for cost, so getting Astra Veilord on a Thorblade cannot matter. And I don't know, yeah, Barrage, blah blah blah, 3 Conquistador, 2 Aquero, 1, you know, Wakanda Forever, double strike. Okay, this is also interesting. So 1 of Floodgates, clunky ratios because 2 strikes, 1 judgment. I don't know, it's kind of whack. 1 mistake, 1 Imperial, oh, I mean, okay, 1 Imperial Order and 1 Vanities. Vanities is still a thing in the game. That's so cancer, oh my god, because nobody else is really playing it, nobody is citing it, so it's, I don't really know how to, like, I don't know what to think about that, honestly, but I'm just gonna move on. So even the side deck is interesting, just a lot of 1-ofs, and I guess this would be a second of this. Nibiru is already a 1 of theirs, so you'll have 3, and then 1 Pankratops, even though it's 2, I think. 1 Skullmeister, 1 Retaliating Sea, but thing is, you have to draw it early, because if their first play is like Shadow Fusion or something like that, you're like, ah, shit. Doesn't matter if I max into Retaliating Sea now, so don't know about that. Same thing with, oh, it's as good against Prank Kids than it is against Shadow, so yeah. Jewel and Logbird, actually it's better against Prank Kids, to be fair, sorry. Jewel and Logbird, 1 of, once again, because you're drawing it off of Maxi, but then you're preventing your own Maxi from functioning, so it's kind of sketch. Ghost Ogre, Ghost Bell, interesting, once again, just a bunch of 1-ofs, 5 1-ofs, and then, yeah, this doesn't really count. 2 Cyclone, 2 Lightning Storm, 2 Reboot. I'm actually starting to like this a lot, because the thing is, the TCG, the American mentality is, no, you're not allowed to play 2-ofs in your extra deck. If you play a card in your side, in your side deck. If you play a card in your side deck, it has to be a card that is so good that you always want to see it, hence you have to play 3. But if you're playing 2-2-2, and the cards are like once per turn and kind of clash with each other, then it's like kind of nice having that like utility and variety in the kind of cards that you side. So 2-2-2 definitely makes sense, and I can see why people do that. So yeah, I definitely do respect that. Even the other cards, honestly, since the fact that you can draw them off of Max Siege, I'm not gonna complain too much. Dragma Invoked, alright, so this guy actually kind of, I guess I want to say discovered, not really discovered, but he kind of knows how to just skip like the opponent's like virtual world turn when they're going second. So, you know, Dragma Invoked is the kind of deck that doesn't really lose to hand traps that much, because Merkaba is like summon number 4 or 5. There's nothing to Nibiru. Sure, you lose to Lancia, but then you can still go, okay, summon Ecclesia, search punishments, set a bunch of cards, pass. So, it doesn't really protect you that well. And also, if you have Cyclone plus punishment, they are dead, virtual world, because they would go like activate Colon, activate Chooch, and then target like their Chooch with like a Lulu or whatever, and then you go Cyclone, so their virtual world in the hand doesn't do anything, and then they're like, okay, sure, now I have to normal summon a monster, so they normal, and then you go, like, they go reveal another card, because they already revealed the first one, and then you go punishment pop, so once again, the other card in the hand doesn't trigger. They pretty much wasted like 4 cards, and you only had to commit 2 cards, and they just cannot do anything whatsoever. They need to hard draw like either King Long or like emergency teleport in order to be able to play the game. So Cyclone is just fantastic at banishing the trap and banishing the spell. It's a great card. Cyclone is good, play it if you can. If you're playing like Cyber Dragons or something like that, oh my god, don't be that guy, don't play Cyclone, please, use your brain! Anyways, yeah, once again, pretty interesting, thingy. Pretty interesting format, but there is actually something I guess I want to say here. So, it's kind of like, they're kind of talking about how Infinite used to be a really good card, and it isn't the case anymore, because when Virtual World end their turn with VFD and the trap, your Infinite doesn't do anything. Like, what are you gonna do? Use it during your own, like, standby phase or, like, whatever when they use VFD? bro, who cares? They can just pop their own VFD with the trap, so they're always dodging Infinite. So because of that, people are like, I don't even want to play Infinite anymore. And since I'm not playing Infinite, why would I play Valor, which fulfills the same role, but it's even worse, technically? Because if they make VFD without the trap, then in this situation, Infinite at least does something. But, like, just all those cards are not... They're not good enough against Virtual World, and that's the thing. Their hand traps are just not good enough. Nibiru is the main one. Lancia is just very good, so... yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say for this beautiful OCG metagame breakdown. If you guys have any comments or feedback, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because it motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.